Now, thank you guys for joining me to the Comic Gamer Movie Show. My name is Deshaun, and I am here to talk about some news that came out a couple days ago. Marvel Television shutting down. Now, if you're like me, you knew Marvel TV was shutting down. I've made many videos. I've made at least 2 videos now talking about Kevin Feige's promotion, talking about Cloak and Dagger's cancellation, and talking about Runaways cancellation. In fact, I'm watching Runaways right now because I did this video on a Friday. I'm actually currently watching Runaways, so I'll probably be wrap that up and post something up on at least Monday. So, but yeah, like, it's not a shocker that Marvel TV is being shut down. Now, I know a lot of people are talking about some of the layoffs, and they want to focus on that, and that does suck that some of the layoffs are happening, and, you know, some people might lose their jobs because of this, but, you know, it is what it is. And the way I look at this thing is, it's a necessary sacrifice. It's how I've always looked at this whole Kevin Feige's promotion, because like, me and Marvel Television have had an interesting relationship. I have never hated anything Marvel Television has ever done. Never hated. There's a lot of things I don't like. I don't like Inhumans. I don't really like Iron Fist Season 1. I don't even really like Jessica Jones Season 2. I don't really like Luke. I think Luke Cage, half of Luke Cage is okay. I think that Daredevil Season 2 was hurt by a small budget. I think that Legion Season 3 was the weakest of all the seasons. Like, there's many ways I can think the first season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is awful and only got better by the end, but it still was not that great. I think that this last season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was okay, was pretty good, was okay to pretty good, but it wasn't as great as the season when they had Ghost Rider. That's the highest thing, and they've been kind of sputtering ever since. I've had this up and down relationship. I like Cloak and Dagger, but I don't love Cloak and Dagger. I dig Runaways. I dig most of Runaways, but I thought Season 2 was vastly superior to Season 1, which was that superior to Season 1. I love Agent Carter Season 1. I think Agent Carter Season 2 is good, but not as good as Season 1. Me and Marvel Television have had an interesting relationship. I've been up and down and all around. I don't really like any of the animated things they've been making. None of it's really, appealing to me. So, as you can tell, I have a conflicted relationship with them. But the thing that's always bothered me about Marvel Television is that they were limited by Ike Perlmutter. Now, I've talked about Ike Perlmutter enough. You guys know who he is. If you've listened to my channel enough, you know exactly who Ike Perlmutter is. You know exactly why he's hurting it. And the thing is, like, everyone wants Marvel TV. And the thing is, everyone wants the Marvel TV to connect. Most people do. If you're a Marvel fan, you probably want it to connect. It's never going to connect. It was never going to connect as it currently was. The projects were too wrapped up in Ike Perlmutter and Jeff Loeb and the way it looked. Like, I'm currently watching Runaways right now. I've just said that. And honestly, I could not imagine with the budget that they're using for the show and the certain effects and the certain things that the way the show looks and the certain things, I could never imagine them actually sharing the same space with Iron Man or Captain America, or, to get more recent, Falcon, or Spider-Man, or Scarlet Witch. I could not imagine them sharing the same screen as those guys, just because my visual, the way I look at those guys, in the way that the effects are done, and the way that their costumes are designed, and the way that the camera's shot, it just looks like it's cinematic. It's a movie, obviously, but it looks cinematic. I would say that the only show that Marvel's ever done, even above Daredevil or Jessica Jones, the only show that Marvel's ever done that I could legit see, actually, I'm like, oh, I could see that being in Marvel Cinematic Universe and, without even a bat and an eye, is Agent Carter. And that's because it had Marvel Cinematic Universe people behind it. It had Kevin Feige helped produce that show. So it had that behind it. It actually was a very expensive show, which is why it didn't get a 3rd season, because it was a very expensive show. Probably one of Marvel's most expensive shows they ever made, and a lot of people don't even really know that. But there's just there's this disconnect. And honestly, you weren't gonna get you were gonna have to wait. You probably weren't gonna get Daredevil, Jessica Jones, and all of them because they're so tied up in Netflix that even if Marvel wanted to reboot, they would either have to outright buy it from Netflix, which we know Netflix is going to pay a shit ton of money from that, or do something else. But and bigger part of the reason why, Marvel's television's kind of closing down is unnecessary sacrifice is, well, you can't, the MCU is on another level. And I know it's kind of cute to talk about how the MCU isn't real cinema right now, cute to talk about all these other things, but the thing is, the MCU popularity is at an all-time high. And no one talks about Marvel Television the way they talk about the MCU. You know what I mean? Like you have to wonder, Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, must be sitting there thinking to himself, like, why aren't people talking about Marvel Television the way they talk about the Marvel Cinematic Universe? And is it because it's just connected? Maybe. Like, it's not even connected to itself on TV. So, like, maybe that's why, because it's not connected. Maybe it's because it's not popular enough. Because the best show Marvel Television ever made, the two best shows Marvel TV ever made was Daredevil and maybe, I'd say Daredevil and Legion, but maybe Daredevil, Legion, and Jessica Jones. Those shows are known in the nerd community, but ordinary, normal, everyday people don't go watch them. And, like, they don't got the, the big thing behind them. And the idea now is that we have Kevin Feige. We're 100% behind Kevin Feige. He knows what he's doing. He has a plan. And the thing is, you cannot have Kevin Feige doing his shows and everyone else doing their own shit too. It's confusing. It's diluting the brand. A lot of people think that there's going to be Marvel fatigue. And I would agree if Kevin Feige was going to do these shows on Disney Plus and Jeff Loeb was going to keep doing his shows, yes, it would definitely be Marvel fatigue. Because then, on top of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, WandaVision, Moon Knight, She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, Loki, Hawkeye, on top of those 7 shows that he's currently working on, you would have had like another season of Cloak and Dagger. You would have had another season of Runaways. You maybe would have had another season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Maybe you would have had that Ghost Rider show that he's working on. Then, that Hellstorm. It would have been like 12 shows a year. It would have been like something like 12, 15 shows a year. But the thing is, this is how they're going to combat Marvel fatigue. And no one's talking about that part. So I want to just talk about that part. This is how Kevin Feige and Marvel are going to combat Marvel fatigue, is by cutting down all more Marvel shit and condensing it down and be like, this is Marvel. It's not too much for you, because instead of watching 15 shit, instead of Kevin Feige just adding 7 new shows to the already, growing Marvel television, we just cut those shows out and we're going to focus on the 7 new shows that we have. Currently, right now, the only shows that are going to come out are the animated series, the Offenders, that's still coming to Hulu, and Hellstorm, which I don't know why the fuck Hellstorm's still in production. Why is that still happening? What is going on? I'm looking off to the side because I need an answer from someone. But anywho, that's still happening. Obviously, Runaways is going to come out. Obviously, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is going to come out. But after that, that's it. Marvel Television is done. It will all be Marvel Studios. So whenever, honestly, I was like, man, it's kind of going to be so weird. Because literally, when I was watching Runaways, it said in the titles, Marvel Television presents. And I was just like, wow, it's the last time you're going to ever see that. No, it's not the last time. It's going to be one of the last times you ever see that. You're only going to see it on a couple properties from here on out. From hereforth. Which, I don't know what the hell ABC is talking about. Because I heard ABC say that they wanted to work with more Marvel properties. I'm like, you're not going to get it from Marvel TV, and Marvel Studios ain't working on some cheap shit. That's the thing. Kevin Feige is attempting to do something historic. Something that, I don't know if people really realize what Kevin Feige is trying to do here. He is trying to make shows that are so cinematic, so good, and so cinematic that you watch them at home, you go to the movies, and and the only difference is the sound and the screen. Literally, you just go, oh, wow. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm following the story here. Oh, okay. That's what happened in the middle. Oh, all right, I got literally, he wants to have your ass from seat to screen. He literally wants to have you home and at the theater. He is attempting to do something insane, and if he pulls it off, it'd be the first time. I've never seen it before done on this kind of a scale. Multi-platforming, cinematic universe? Who's ever done that? I've never seen it like this before. I've seen movies that were loosely based off of things. Obviously, you got Firefly, and then you got the movie that came out. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head for some weird reason. Serenity. You have Firefly, and then you have Serenity. But like, you know what I mean? Like, that's like a movie based off of a show. Or you have a show based off of a movie, you know, a show that's a spinoff from a movie. I've never seen it like this. Like, oh, something happens in the movie that helps, that something happens in the show, or something happens in the movie, or something. I've never seen it like that before. That's going to be a new experience. I am so fucking excited, man. I'm so excited for this, man. Because, like, us Marvel fans have always kind of wanted that with all the shows. We've always kind of went... Like, I've cherished every Easter egg that happened on Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and any show. When fucking, when there was a Wakanda drop and goddamn it, Runaway Season 2, I was like, oh, that was cool. When there was a Tony Stark name drop, when there was a Stark name drop, a Danny Rand and Tony Stark name drop, and Cloak and Dagger, I was like, oh, that's awesome. I love it. I cherish that. I love the interconnection. But I always knew that it would never go but so far. But now it's gone. Now you can legitimately be watching a Marvel show and Chris Hemsworth's Thor shows up. Not Jamie Alexander's, damn it, no, not Valkyrie. Jamie Alexander's, Sith, you know, where you're like, oh, we can only afford her. No, legitimately, legit Chris Hemsworth can show up. You could be watching something and like literally Chris Evans as old Cap could show up in Falcon and the Winter Soldier and you wouldn't bat an eye. Like, this is the level of things we're dealing with here. You cannot do that with Marvel TV. It's too cheap. And not to say it's bad, it's just the money that they need, they can't give it to them. Because Ike Perlmutter still had hands in that. So just cut it out. You gotta cut the fat. You gotta, like, look. I'm gonna miss it. There's some great things that it did. And a lot of people are angry right now. They're like, people give Marvel Television its respect. I'm like, I give it respect. Daredevil Season 1 and most of Season 2 and all of Season 3, I adored. That's my favorite show. Well, maybe not my favorite show ever. It's one of my favorite comic book things ever. But the future, the possibilities are just so tantalizing, you know? Just sit back and think about it sometimes, man. There's none of those shows coming out right now, you know? Gotta wait a while for Falcon and Winter Soldier comes out, but, like, I just sit back and think about it, man. I just sit back and really think about it. 4 Marvel movies, 3 Marvel shows. Oh, week to week. Oh, man. Basically, I'm never gonna have, like, oh, man. It's gonna be so good, man. Oh, it's gonna be so freaking good. And think about how you're gonna watch these shows now. You're not just watching these shows and getting a great show inside of itself, which Marvel always puts emphasis on having a good show, but you're gonna watch these shows with the thought in the back of your mind that there could be something set up here that can come back here, and I watch this show so I know what happened. So I feel like I'm in the know. I feel like I'm in this community. Oh, I can't wait for this. But that's just my thoughts on Marvel Television shutting down. It is what it is. It's a necessary sacrifice for the better future of the Marvel Empire. And I, for one, will shed a tear. But it's a noble sacrifice. We had to throw them off the cliff to get the Soul Stone. But we can't get it back, so thank you for joining me on the Comic Game Movie Show. Please remember to like and subscribe. And what do you think about Marvel Television shutting down? I told you my thoughts on it. Please comment below. Let me know what you think. And I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.